All right. Welcome everybody to session 14 of The Weight of Doors. It has been an obscenely long time since we last met, so I will go over the recap. Um, so at the beginning of last session, Kido returned to the Ubiquitous Wayfarer, having just had a vision of the Lady of Pain, which he was coming in like beaming head over heels, which is in direct contrast to his arm being torn to pieces. Uh, so there was that. Um, Kiddo explained what he saw to the group as best as he could capture, as well as some of his previous history in the presence of the Lady of Pain and its effect on him. Um, After a while of sitting in the ubiquitous Wayfarer in the morning, uh, the group decided to check out the church to see if Foolister's information was correct regarding the Aethar, um, their positioning and the routes that they take for guarding, as well as the his claim that there was an entry point to the church. Um, so the investigation took place mostly in a neighboring abandoned building that was fairly destroyed, um, which the Dobrin in particular experienced since he fell into like where he expected there to be floor, there was none, which led to him splashing into the flooded basement. Um, you guys did check out the church from there to confirm Lister's information, as well as using Kyle Fu to do some rounds. Uh, while you guys are doing that, Godot noticed that there was a crowd gathering. So him and Chaz go and check it out. And in the exact same spot where the Godot's cranium rat was writhing the night before, where Godot had his vision of the lady, a Goliath woman was found dead. Um, well-dressed Goliath woman, se seemingly to be of high class, but strangely no noticeable wounds on her at all. No sign of struggle, no tears in the clothing. Were all of the jewelry seems to be present on the body, um, and so it is strange. While the crowd is gathering, uh, you guys see um, Gob, Penelope's husband, who she knew as Job. He seems to be one of the Harmonium that is investigating. Uh, Kido and Gob got into conflict, with Gob trying to use Penelope's face and you know kind of just attempting to get some kind of reaction out of him to see if there's any kind of recognition of Penelope. Uh, Not only does he continue to not seem to respond to her likeness, but actually draws anger to the point where he is threatening to arrest Kudo, who then uh, uses a suggestion to get him to back off. Uh, Dobrin, having arrived, decides to get in on it and uh, telekinetically hits Job Gob in the back of the head with a rock. He gets all spooked and he calls reinforcements, so the group leaves. Um,
Everybody dip.
what's that?
So everybody dip.
Yeah. Uh,
Yep. Just do every day riot.
mhm. Uh so mistake. There actually was no jewelry on the Goliath woman. But she was still well dressed and no real um issues in terms of tears or anything in the clothing. It all seems to be like she just kind of fell asleep in that spot, which is confirmed by Cal Fu, uh, with Uthermath kind of directing Cal Fu and watching through his vision. So uh the session ended with the party kind of trying to figure out what the next steps are.
I do forget what we found when we were investigating the church. Or in, I remember we found a hole in the wall,
Mhm.
and we figured out some stuff about their patrolling around it. But
Mhm.
I think there was something about when we were looking through the hole in the wall, like we were noticing some of people inside, or like there was like a little room or something, and there may have been somebody in it. So I don't remember the details of what we really found out about the interior of the church.
So there wasn't much. I mean, the church is not a fully intact building, so there are some spots where there are holes in the wall where you can see inside the church from outside,
Mm,
which from the first night that you went to investigate the church back when Frank's character got zapped away. Um, wait,
Who?
Frank, who's that? Uh, you did see like glowing stones within the church. And you can do that from a few vantage points from the outside as well. But the hole that was an entryway into the church, um, if I'm remembering correctly, that was it appeared to be a small room closet,
right.
uh, or some type of anteroom. It's completely empty. It appears to be. Um, so that does create some potential concerns because what actually would you find like once you get into the church, opening that door?
But Cadeau could make himself look like one of the Athar.
Hmm.
I don't have the outfit.
And so, yeah, what do their outfits look like? Not sure. We are also waiting on his fancy outfit that he paid money for that maybe we don't need. But like, would it be something that we could recreate? Unfortunately, we didn't think to take the outfits when we killed a bunch of them.
So it's a good question. My vision of the Athar is that they're sort of um refutation of the gods. Uh to me, that it seems like their response would be kind of to also throw away the pomp and pizzazz that can come with like codified religions, and so I see them as dressing a bit more plainly. um I kind of imagine them in dark gray robes, somewhat similar maybe to the sandbenders, but not quite like um as obscuring of their features.
That hole in the wall also opens up into a broom closet, so there's the chance for the classic cartoon drag somebody in. You hear the
Yeah.
sounds of us beating them up, and 2 seconds later, Cadeau emerges in his clothes.
Yeah.
just need some enticing figure to draw one over them.
So, I think as you guys were running from the fuzz, I believe you guys decided to head back into the abandoned building to kind of hide out. Um, that's what my recollection is, but I don't know if you guys had other plans or if you'd like to retcon that at all.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense to me. I don't remember also if I was with them. I know they ran off to investigate whatever the crowd was, and I didn't go with them initially. So I think I went down there a bit after the confrontation with Gob slash Job.
I think Uthameth may have even just stayed where he was and just had Kalfu kind of go check
Yeah,
out the group.
that that's sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, I think we would have just gone back. I mean, we would have be trying to. I'd imagine though that we would like kind of take the long way around, like in case we are being tailed. Uh, you know, want to try to shake off any suspicion.
Right. I remember that thinking that Uthermath would have just thought to himself that whatever this thing was with the Goliath woman seems to be an unrelated crime that happens to have occurred nearby, which I don't imagine is all that uncommon. That there's just a random crime somewhere nearby. So possibly it ties in to whatever the Athar are up to, or one of the many mysteries. And curious that Gob was there, but how Gob ties into the church slash Athar plot is also a mystery to him. Seems like a side quest.
Um,
But so yeah, I would be in the building continuing to observe. Eventually I would summon Kyofu back.
okay.
If none of the rest of them turn up, then I probably would go looking for them, but I would stay there for a bit, assuming they would come to get me at some point.
Yeah, I mean, unless otherwise, I think we'd unless on our way
Yeah, if you
back
don't show up.
ran into some trouble, we'd probably we'd make it back. I think before either math would be heading out.
Yeah, I don't imagine that there's anybody following you guys, although anybody that wants to could make a roll. Again, I don't have access to roll 20, so you guys have to just let me know what it is that you guys roll when you do.
Oh, I'm only rolling that 20s tonight.
Crazy. Um,
Perception?
Yeah, and I'm gonna be making uh real rolls. So I'll also
Vintage
be
rolls.
I'll be determining still whether you want high or low for the ones that you would not necessarily know whether success or failure happened.
Dobrin got a 14.
Okay.
And he can see within 30 feet of him.
Yeah, you have that true sight ability within 30 feet.
So outside of that, it's
Yeah. You know what? I'll say for certain that within the 30 feet range of your vision that you don't notice anything.
all right.
Nobody seems to be within that range. And actually, that's a good point. There's a possibility with Dobrin's sight. Sorry, 1 second. With Dobrin's sight, depending on the um thickness of the walls and door, he may be able to see through that to know, what's on the other side of the door.
I imagine he's just get like there's got to be times when Dobrin's like walking down the street and he just like feels people banging on the other side of that wall. And it's like they think they're being all like they're being all quiet, but it's like having X-ray vision when you don't really want X-ray vision.
Yeah.
Does that mean he can't see walls?
He can see them. He also can just partially see through them if they're thin enough.
See, because it'd be funny if Dober just fucking walks into walls all the time, tripping over tiny fences.
Put all these fences here.
The heck? Who puts a garden in the middle of the street?
Was anybody else doing any perception check or anything to see if you're being followed?
I suppose I can. I got an 18.
Okay.
Just to make sure the fuzz wasn't following me.
So you notice that some people were kind of paying attention to the direction that you were going, but they're not really working too hard to try and follow you.
Great. Then what I'll do is I'll just lead everybody like in around a long way.
Okay.
And just be like, let's just walk around just to make sure.
So all get the sense that you're pretty clear to do what it is that you would like to do.
I guess we go get our friends back. You still scoping this place that place out? I guess somebody is, right?
Right, I'm
Who
still
say
there.
that? Yeah. Uthermeth's still around, so we gotta at least go let him know. He wasn't. So
Well, I mean,
Uthermeth
right, we
himself
were,
wasn't present for the whatever the hell with the Goliath. Is this where we're coming back from?
yeah.
Right. Okay.
But we also in the last session were previously discussing we had various plans to get into the church. One of which was I'm blanking on the guy's name, but to dress you up in
Trubmanathus?
fancy, yeah, to have Cadeau pretend to be a potential real estate investor interested in buying the property from him. Uh, but then we found out about like the hole in the back wall. So we came to check out the hole. And since we found the hole in the back wall, Uthermath assumes we're just going to like sneak in through the hole.
Right.
So what we'll find inside, like I don't know if we want to go up and touch the magic pillar that made everyone else possibly disintegrate.
Don't specifically want to just touch it. I just remember Cadeau never got into that building. I remember there being a big old hole.
Right.
Wait,
That
We got
Dobrin
we got
fell
to it,
into.
but yeah, Dobrin fell in, and then
yeah, but
Uthermeth got in.
That was the building next to it.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
is
the
that where
building
I'm-
next to the church.
Okay.
but there wasn't from there. There wasn't like what was there like a connection between the two? Like
There
Not
was
a
like an
direct
alley.
connection. Yeah, there's an alley that's shared.
a shared alley, but there wasn't like you couldn't get into the church from the building next to it.
No.
But you could go into the alley, and then that's where the hole that leads into the broom closet was.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, assuming you guys don't have the time or resources to just dig a tunnel.
Don't have that spell. Maybe one day. Maybe one day the Lady of Pain will let me also manipulate the city.
No mold to earth spell from anyone?
No, I don't have that. I mean, I could try to use my Mizium apparatus to cast that spell. There's not really a downside for using cantrips with this, but it still require a check and a lot of time.
Yeah.
If the hole's too small, I can grease it up.
You'll need to get Dobrin through it.
Dobrin can mold earth, but he's limited to only mold earth in the shape of butt prints.
Yeah. Mold skull.
Yeah.
No, I think we should. That entryway would be our best bet, and
Well,
perhaps once you're in there, you can find another door that you can unlock for me.
Besides, with our luck, we would mold Earth and fall into the sewers again.
get through with it, man. Let's see what our possibilities are here.
Are you asking or are you looking?
I was just telling the gang. All right, so we want to go in the hole. You want just me to go in the hole? I don't know.
I mean, you.
Since it is only a broom closet, it would make sense for one of us to go, with the rest of us being nearby in case there is trouble.
I mean, we can re-enter the house building next to it. Now that we know what's inside, we won't be taken by surprise.
Has it been an hour since I last cast that?
Did you last cast what suggestion?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're not looking. Pass without trace.
It has not been an hour yet.
Okay.
Is that a concentration spell? I don't think so.
It actually is, which I think suggestion is too. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. All right. So I'd have to recast it if I wanted to use it. We'll see then. I have other tricks up my sleeve. I mean, I guess I can go in. I hope you're giving me hazard pay though. I like 0.2 their math.
What would the hazard pay be?
Extra?
I can agree to pay you extra.
Great. We can hash out details in a little bit. I kind of want to go in.
So I will send Kielfu with you so that I will know if there's trouble.
That's good.
So this little blue bat perches on your shoulder.
Does he understand me?
No, but I will be seeing through his eyes as long as you don't get too far away.
I see. Well, I suppose here I go.
Kiddo has a whole menagerie of creatures with him now, between the cranium rat and the blue bat.
As long as they don't fight each other.
They're not fighting, they're just eyeing each other intensely.
Yeah.
With hockey and Momo.
All right. So, kiddo, you crawl through the abandoned building, the hole in the wall there, and then crawl across the alley into the next hole, followed by your cranium rat and bat. Um, the actual level of the floor is beneath the
Hole I'm
street
coming
level.
okay.
So crawling through the hole, you do find yourself lowering 6 feet or so, 6 to 8 feet. Nothing that hurts or anything. It's, you're able to see well enough as you get into the hole to prepare so you can climb in as needed to do so safely. But yeah, aside from the small amount of light coming in through that hole, it is completely dark. You do see the doorway, or that doorway, but you do see the closed door. There's nothing else in this room. It smells really musty. And that's what you notice. Also, give me a perception check.
I'm checking. What's the lighting like?
It's dim light.
Okay. Can't actually help with that. I was trying to see. I don't think I get dark vision.
So I'm seeing through Keelfu's eyes. Keelfu has keen hearing and echolocation.
Yeah.
So can I make a perception check?
I will make this perception a 16. Nice.
Yeah. So
Well,
I
maybe-
rolled a
maybe nice.
16. Yeah.
No, you got a 20.
Right. But that's with my
Oh.
bonuses.
You're doing it
So
for your
high or low.
All right. So, kiddo, what you notice is that beneath the door, you don't see any light. So, beyond the door, whatever lies beyond the door doesn't seem like there's no light or there's something beneath the door blocking the light. Can't really say at this point. With Keelfu, what you notice, Uthermeth, is with his keen hearing in particular, he doesn't hear the sounds of anybody beyond the doorway. Whether that means that they're not there or that they're just too quiet for his hearing, that is a matter of discovery.
We expect there to be somebody here?
I mean, the Aethar are crawling all over the church.
Okay.
And you are now inside the church.
The downside is I can perceive through Keelfu's senses, but I cannot communicate with Godot. Most I could do is like charades as a bat.
I guess. So there's only one other exit, right? Besides the hole I came through?
Yes.
How easy to get back to that hole?
I mean, it's about, I'm going to say it's 8 feet up. I'm going to say these are 10-foot high ceilings.
Okay.
So, I mean, it would be difficult. You could do it, but you'd need to get a decent jump to grab
Is
the
like
ledge and then
like a
climb.
chair around.
There's
or-
nothing in this room.
Okay. Well, there's only the only one thing to do, and that's to go through. So I will quietly move
Okay.
forward.
Just picturing this incredibly loud, creaky door.
Yeah, roll
Every-
roll a percentile. Roll a percentile.
I see. That's a 68.
Okay. So you do hear the hinges creak. It's not overwhelmingly loud of a creak, but it is noticeable.
Okay.
Beyond the door is complete darkness.
Like magical darkness?
No, not magical darkness.
Okay. So I just like sit there and like I not moving, just like trying to catch sight of anything. You know, to use funny enough, a Dane Cook reference here, standing there trying to evolve into a higher being.
You could give me a perception check with disadvantage. And then Uthermeth, you can give me a perception check for Kilfu, and I'll message you anything that he might notice.
Kilfu rolled a 14. That's 18 total.
Disadvantage.
Yes.
Well, it's either a 21 or a 13.
Okay.
High or low.
Right, but the thing is, if it's low, then you take your roll and subtract your bonus from it.
The
So,
bonus is only 2. I'm not. I don't have proficiency in perception.
All right. So, Kido, you do not notice anything. For Kilfu, I will send Kurt a message. All right. Also, if you wanted, I mean, you guys may not have thought of this, but your characters might have. Uthermeth and Kido, if you guys wanted to create some or plan some kind of system of communication through Kilfu, I would allow you to do that after the fact.
see, I was thinking about that too, but I imagine it was going to be something that I would raise afterwards. Like, this having been the first time I think I've sent Kilfu out with Kudo. the fact that I now can't really communicate with him effectively is something I would have thought about later. But Kilfu, he would fly off of Kado's shoulder and towards the objects to see what he can make out of them. Technically, Kilfu has blind sight and dark vision, just to different ranges. But I want to see what it is specifically these things are.
Okay.
And I'm not going to move.
It seems to be a number of maybe storage cabinets. Some of them have drawers, others seem to be like large, like cabinet boxes. Not
So he would,
necessarily attached.
right, he would fly back and just start circling in front of Kado, slowly leading him in the direction of these cabinets.
Can I see him?
Do you have dark vision or anything that would let you see in the darkness?
No, I don't,
Okay.
it doesn't look like I do.
All right. Then no, you would not be able to see them.
Kiddo does not move.
Okay.
I assume maybe I could hear it flapping in front of
Right.
me. I'm like, stop it, stop it, stop it.
Yeah, I mean, he can squeak.
What? I can't see.
So I guess I would fly him back over to the cabinet and have him squeak back at Kado.
Squeak once if you want me to go that direction.
I will squeak once.
I hope that was confirmation. You literally said that didn't understand me, and yet it answered. I will slowly, in the dark, move in that direction. I'm
Okay.
gonna
And
be
then
so pissed if I get killed right now.
speaking of walking into walls,
So yeah, kind of shuffling your feet forward, keeping your hands in front of you. Eventually, you would find your hands making contact with some kind of wooden box. You would eventually find knobs, and you realize that you could open them out like doors.
I okay. So it's a cabinet. Okay, what am I supposed to do with a cabinet? I can't see. Search for handles. Find me a light switch.
So Kilfu, you would notice that there is another door. So you would see where that is. Here, you know what? Actually, roll 20 may be sucking right now, but I can still draw on Zoom.
I mean, technically, I can cast touch spells through my familiar. I could cast light on you.
On something. I feel like because I would have a general sense of where you are, I would just like sort of like turn in your direction, like hand on the cabinet, but like turn in your direction and cast message and be like, we really should have thought this through a little bit more.
So,
I mean, does message let me respond?
You may respond to this message.
Then I would say you could just talk to Kilfu. I can understand. He can understand any language I can speak.
I see.
But
Can
there
you
are
give me light?
cabinets and then a door. I can cast light, but that may also aid our enemies in finding you.
Okay. It's like pull like a hat out of my bag. I think that's a hat. All right. And then like I guess it's just a silver piece. I'm like, okay. I know I understand the light spell even though I don't know it. I could cover it.
So yeah, I would cast light through Kyofu on the silver piece.
And then like
Okay.
I can cover it up with my hat. Just like create a basically a hooded lantern.
Okay. Well, okay. A hat?
Yeah. Just like a like a not like a firm hat.
Top hat. It's
It's like a beret. I imagine
like
like a
a
beret,
bullseye.
a type of thing.
So that would still let some light out, even if you try to cover it with that.
I understand.
Um,
But it's only a silver piece, so I should also be able to like palm it.
sorry, 1 second.
I just want a little bit of light, not a lot. I'm trying to diffuse it a lot.
Okay. So you would notice that there are these two cabinets, and then there's a chest right here. And then there's a door towards the top.
I see. Okay. Two cabinets. Which one am I at?
That one.
I guess you could see my mouse.
I can.
Okay. Apparently I could do that. I can adjust the size of that apparently. Um, okay. I guess I'll just take a look inside the cabinet.
Okay. You open the cabinet and like a flock of moths fly out, uh, attracted to the light. This, even though it's small though it may be, you see that there are what used to be clothes, but now seem to be mostly disintegrated cloth.
Okay.
Kyofu flies out and eats a moth.
Yeah, Kyofu is
free
very
meal.
happy.
I'm like, is this why you led me over here, asshole? Um, it's like, well, I mean, they've been here a long time, sort of disintegrated like this. I'll go over to the other one and look inside it.
So, same thing in there.
Look at more
Uh,
moths.
yes, more moths, more disintegrated clothes.
Um, a chest. What's the condition of this chest?
Uh, it looks like it's falling apart.
Enough that I can see inside of it without having to like approach and open it.
Uh, Not quite, but you do see that there seems to be sawdust around the bottom of it on all sides. You do notice that there are some holes within it, small holes. So it does look like this thing is being actively eaten by some kind of insects.
Hmm. Um, I just like look to the bat, look to the cranium rat. I'm like, I think I'm gonna ignore that. And I move over to the door.
Okay.
tightening the grip around the coin inside the hat to sort of stop the light as much as possible. Is there any light coming from underneath the door? Or you said there wasn't, right?
There was not beneath this door, no.
Okay.
So,
How much of a gap from underneath the door?
uh, I mean, it doesn't seem like it was optimized to be like hug the floor. But so maybe quarter inch gap.
Okay. And it otherwise looks like no occupation of this room
Mm.
besides the moths.
No, in fact, now that you have the light on, you notice that there seems to be a layer of dust over the entire floor, and you notice your footprints uh, trailing throughout, and no one else's.
I see. Um, well, in that case, I might go ahead and cast pass without trace. To sort of sweep away footprints and does this disguise anymore. Um, and then I'll look at opening this door as quietly as I can.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. So you emerge into a larger room that kind of goes around. Um, like this, right there. Let's see, eraser. No, I didn't want that. Don't erase all that shit.
The walls come crumbling down.
Pixel eraser. Oh my god, this is annoying. What you notice in this room is that there are actually holes in the ceiling above, and they let in light, and you can hear guards talking, and you can hear them walking about above you.
Above.
Yes.
Okay.
There's also a
So there's a
stair.
roof on this section of the building.
Am I in a lower level of some kind?
Yeah, you're on the. Remember,
Yeah.
you're like
I remember
this
going
this
down.
floor.
Yeah.
This floor is like 8 feet below ground level.
I
Right.
see.
So like if you like going into the church, um, there's actually like a staircase going in, and ground level for the main floor is above the the actual ground level, like street level.
Got it.
So there's a whole, let's see, eraser. There's a hole here. There's a hole here. There is a door here and a staircase here. From
Okay.
one of the holes, you could, angle yourself to be able to see what appear to be broken pews. In the other hole, you actually can see the magical glow of the stone, of one of the monolith stones.
But otherwise doesn't seem to be any other life down here.
No.
Okay. And there's a door over here too.
Yeah.
Just near okay. Cautiously keeping an eye on everything. Sort of like stick close to this wall. Might go down.
There is a door at the top of the stairs here.
Okay.
No, actually, sorry, that doesn't make sense. There's two doors. One of them goes this way, the other goes this way.
Okay. Two doors on either side, but at the top.
Yeah.
I'll just have a listen at this door right quick. Make sure there's nothing obvious going on inside, or no obvious sounds.
You're going where?
To the door down here first,
Okay.
just to have a quick listen at the door, see if it's worth just opening to peek inside.
Uh, you don't really hear anything from beyond that door.
Okay. I'll just peek inside so I know what's there.
Okay. One second.
And those steps, are they wooden or stone?
They are wooden steps.
Son of a bitch.
Why? Oh,
Notoriously the most loud of steps.
yes. So you peek in this door here?
Yeah.
Okay. What you see is another room that opens into this. And this is another door right here.
Okay. Holes here at all?
No.
Okay. So it's like a little hallway over here. Otherwise, nothing of interest in this room besides that.
So there actually is one thing of interest.
Great.
So unlike in this room, where it was like the floor was pretty heavily covered in dust and there were only your footprints, here you notice that this room is also covered in dust, but there are some footprints going around to this corner, it seems like there's been a trail kind of going between the door and this hallway to this door.
Gotcha. Multiple trips?
Yeah, it seems to be a path,
Okay. Great.
that multiple people have taken.
Sounds good to me. Sounds worth checking out.
How do you check it out?
I walk quietly over to in that direction.
Okay.
If I don't hear anything, I will open the door slowly, cautiously.
Um, Kilfu and Kido, both of you give me a perception check.
10.
Gilfu got a 16.
Okay. Neither one of you. Well, wait a minute. Are you rolling with advantage, Kurt? With
No.
keen senses?
Actually, I got two 16s, so
Oh, okay.
even with advantage.
Okay. Neither one of you hear anything.
Great.
I will say, based on the doors you've already opened, there has been creaking. It's not been loud, but it has been present.
Mhm. Um, well, I mean, if I don't hear anything, then I'm gonna open the door. It's still like slowly, but
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a percentile check.
Percentile check.
Higher is better.
I
This
got
actually,
another
this whole
68.
thing, this whole thing would have been the perfect situation for prestidigitation. Slightly muffle the sound of the hinges, blow away the dust on the floor. The most use we could have ever gotten out of that spell.
Theoretically, Pass Without Trace can do these things.
Oh, you do have Pass Without Trace on, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then there's no need to um make the roll.
Okay.
So you open the door
Because I
and
rolled another 68. It was kind of crazy.
you know that the magic of your spell has deadened the sound that the hinges would normally make. And in the dim light that you are trying to mask with the hat and the coin, you open to see what looks like a bedroom with an Aethar guard that appears to be sleeping.
Appears to be sleeping.
He's sleeping.
He's sleeping with his eyes open.
He's not sleeping with his eyes open.
Is he breathing?
Actually, let's
Yeah,
see.
we don't
Does
know
he
what
have that
species he is.
condition? I will say, actually, you notice his eyes are a little open. He's got a bit bug-eyed, and so it seems like he might have trouble like closing his eyes without effort. So they do seem to be a little open, but they are glazed over, and it's clear that he is unconscious, and he is
Just like,
breathing.
Yeah.
look at
I
him.
was
Oh,
I just
and so he's looking right. His eyes appear to be looking right at you at the door. So I imagine
it's like
Kiddo
a
might have
stop.
gotten a bit of a start.
There's like a face, and I like whisper very quietly, "Creepy sleeper."
I was
Uh,
thinking you might say, like, he's a Thri-kreen, so you can't really tell if he's sleeping or not, but he's kind of bug-eyed.
um, a single bedroom
Yes.
or interesting human, as best as I could tell.
No. Uh,
Creepy sleeper.
I'm gonna say it is a it's a dwarf.
Let's see.
So he's got the bulging eyes and a big nose.
Um, Valuables.
No, seems to be just wearing his Aethar garb. And the only thing in the bedroom, or the only thing in this room is a bed. It really
Not even
does.
like a weapon.
He does have a weapon, but it is on the floor. It is a
I
club.
grab it.
Okay.
I
It is
go
it
in.
wait, let me finish. It is a club that he has modified to have a single spike protruding through the top.
Cool. I definitely take it. I wanted him
It
to
is.
wake up and start swinging that fucking thing at me. So I just like take it and leave the room with it. Door closed. Um,
It
and I
is
think
a board with a nail in it that he just pulled out of the wall.
it's clearly a weapon. Um, I think Cadeau will actually bring it all the way back around and toss it through the hull.
You're gonna do what?
I'm gonna bring the club, the spiked club, all the way back to the hole that I crawled through to get into this place and just sort of
Okay.
shove it out.
Okay.
Okay. One potential threat gone. And then I guess I'll go to the fucking stairs.
Okay.
That door opened in or out.
The
To the bedroom.
in.
Okay. I don't know if I can like wedge that thing shut. So it's difficult for me to get through, but should be okay. I'll go up the stairs. Super slow and quiet as necessary.
Okay. So you can tell that the magic is of your Pass Without Trace spell is doing a lot of heavy lifting to keep those stairs quiet.
Mhm.
Because you can feel the wooden steps shift beneath your weight. Um, and then you get to the doors. It appears both of them open outward, uh, away from you.
Mhm. Into wherever.
Mhm.
Um, I just like look to the back. Which way? You got a better idea of this place.
Kyofu is going to fly down and up through one of those two holes, up to the through the closer of the two holes, and take a look at what's nearby that first hole.
Hmm.
I mean, I assume we didn't see like light coming through those holes.
No, you did.
Okay.
Like there is like through those holes, you know that there are people walking about upstairs, and you hear the Aethar talking. So it seems like the holes go up into the main room of the church.
Right. So then I would try to be stealthy and not like fly up through the hole, but like grip onto the side of it and just try to peer over the edge.
Okay. Uh, give
Meanwhile,
me
Uthermath is coming up with like a whole Morse code like system of squeaks to teach Cadeau for next time.
give me a stealth check with advantage.
20 and a 15.
Okay. So Keelfu sees a room with uh full of it's a large room, probably 20-25 foot high ceiling. Uh the pews are broken and rotted. The You can see that the church is falling apart from the inside. Uh, the there are several of the stained glass windows have holes in them, although they've largely stood up to the test of time, surprisingly compared to the rest of the state of the church. Uh, and you see a number of Athar in the room. I'm going to say you see five of them. Uh, Two of them seem to be walking around the perimeter, kind of um, from time to time peering through the stained glass windows. I mean, they can't really see much through them, but they kind of peer through them anyways, perhaps out of habit or whatever. They're kind of just pacing around the outer edge, and you see a few other Aethar kind of gathered talking, um, just having idle conversation. I think the current topic is one of them seems to be having troubles with a guy that they're into, and seems to be maybe mistreating them or not paying attention to them. And and then you also notice three massive stone monoliths. Um, and they glow with this eerie blue, but it also swirls and kind of shifts in and out of between blue and gold. So it seems that, you know, where what you saw compared to what when you saw a glimpse of the monoliths against what Hoolister said that they look like, um, seems to make more sense.
So, but with five of them, I would fly back and start flying around the other door, since I don't assume Cadeau wants to walk out into a room with five guys.
Uh,
The southern door.
Wait a minute. You're going through the southern door?
Right. I don't assume that Kyofu can open doors, but like he would grip onto, assuming it's made of wood, he would like grip onto uh the top of the door frame and
Mm-hmm.
scratch at the southern door, since it's got to be better than walking into the room with five guys in it.
Right. I'm,
So he's
I'm
gonna
just like up there. Oh, this direction. Got it.
oh, I see. You're signaling to Cadeau which door to go through.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I was like, I told him,
And then
I don't know
right. And
which way.
if he turns to go to the other door, I bite.
I will have a listen at the southern door for any sounds.
Gilfu and Cadeau, give me perception checks. And while you're doing that, Dobrin and Chaz, what are you guys doing? Waiting for Cadeau and well, I mean, I guess Uthermeth is there too. Uthermeth, Chaz, and Dobrin, what are you guys doing?
So, I mean, my consciousness is now sort of inhabiting Kyofu, so I
That's
wouldn't
right.
assume I'm doing much.
You're not, you're warging into your bat. You're not really present.
Right.
So Chaz and Dobrin, what are you two doing?
I kind of imagined that we would not be standing in the alley and attracting attention, but that we'd be kind of in the abandoned building, you know, near where like if Kyofu or Kyofu like comes shooting out that like, we could jump in and help.
Okay. Chaz, anything that you're doing?
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean maybe be kind of just like picking around the building that we're in and a bit more um just to kind of pass the time. But oh, one question is how, how tall is the church?
Um, so it has like one large spire. So with the spire, it's probably close to 60 feet, but the actual roof of the church is closer to 35, 40 feet above the ground.
Okay. It's certainly taller than the building we're in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would occasionally break out of Kyofu's from his perspective and like, use an action to tell them at least what's going on. So they vaguely know.
Um, so Keelfu and Kido, what were your perception checks?
Cadeau got a nat 20,
I got that
22,
20.
which was slightly better than Kyofu's.
Let's see if you want high or low.
Obviously, the answer's high.
So Kido, you do hear what seem to be footprints coming close to that door.
Okay. Um, Close to the door. Okay. And the door you said opens into that room.
Yes.
Okay. I okay. What's the lighting?
What do you want it to be? You
Uh,
you have the coin with the light on it. So I
I
guess how much are you masking the light with your hat?
right now as much as possible.
Okay. So dark enough that you wouldn't be concerned about drawing attention by lighting the underside of the door. Um, you hear the footfalls approach the door and then move away from the door. So it seems like somebody walking just in a line past the door.
Past the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I guess I don't really know the layout of what's beyond that door. Um, so I'm just like, ah, there's a guy there too. As I'm like tucked into the corner in case somebody comes out of that door. I, luckily, I have an ability to hide even if I'm lightly obscured.
Hmm.
Theoretically, dark enough light is good enough.
Yeah.
Um, so
I would say darkness is definitely and of the level that you have is enough to successfully attempt to hide in. You don't have to because nobody seems to be opening the door.
um, I was like maybe I'm like looking up to the bat. Can you make a distraction?
Let me see.
At least one guy behind that door.
I will say that the footsteps get to a point where you no longer hear them.
So, I mean, yeah, other than he certainly can make noise, not a huge amount of noise, but a little bit. But otherwise, he can cast light on things. That would be sort of a distraction, but it would put out the light on your coin.
Well, that would slightly defeat the purpose. Um, listening, just like
I
continuing to
mean,
listen.
right.
There's nothing else. That guy walks past. I've not heard anything else.
Uh, if you wait long enough, you'll hear the footsteps come back by and then move
Okay,
past.
I see. Direction,
Uh,
like it's going one direction and comes back the other, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Um,
So, how far? So, uh, maybe you could draw it on this map. Like, where are we in relation to that hole that he went through to get into the church?
So the hole is right here.
Right, but where is
You're around
actual
the stairs
Uthermeth?
now. Oh,
Right, right,
The
not
actual
Kyofu.
Uthameth.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because Uthermath can create a distraction, but it would wind up being like outside the church.
That'd be great.
So this is the alley. Why am I using my and then here's the hole, and then you guys are in this building here.
Dudes.
So where are we in the building?
Well, okay, so
We would
there is a small ledge around uh here, and I think that this is where it kind of so this is basement, flooded basement, I
Right.
think, if I'm remembering correctly.
So what I'm
So
trying to figure out is I can use minor illusion to cast to basically create a sound within 30 feet of me, but I would do it like in the alley. So I'm just trying to figure out what's the furthest point from where I am that I could create the sound of like breaking glass in the alley to possibly get them to come investigate it.
here's the danger. If you call their attention into the alley, it might open their eyes up to the fact that there's a blind spot that they're not really paying attention to and may
Right.
start
This is
doing regular patrols of the alley.
right. And so that's in part why I'm trying to figure out where I am exactly so I can figure out what's within 30 feet of me.
I imagine you
I
just
Uh,
mean,
move to wherever you want to be.
I mean, the alley
right, but
itself is like,
I don't assume we want to. So it would be if I leave the building that I'm in, maybe I could do that and sneak back into the alley, but then there was like a chance that I get caught doing that. That's just why I was trying to figure out where
mhm.
precisely in the building I am relative to the alley.
uh, so you're in this building right here somewhere. This is the
Right.
alley. This is where the church is. This is like 10, 15 feet wide right there.
Mhm.
So, if this is the hole in the wall in the building next door, uh, and let's say, you know, the length here of the church is probably like 100 feet.
So, I mean, I think then what I would probably do is I would abandon Kilfu for the moment and just leave him with the instruction to, help Kudo. So take the help action if something comes up. Um, Go back into my body and sneak out the hole and try to sneak over to the corner of the building here and then make a sound however far away I can make it on this side of the building, on the north side in the drawing.
That is the front door.
I mean, okay, so yeah, maybe I do the other side then, the south side of the building.
Um, so you have to be careful because there are people outside the church that are also watching. There's one of the buildings next to the church is you guys have established is like a guardhouse where that there's additional Athar stationed in case reinforcements are needed or to alleviate relieve, people that need a break. You also know that there are people like um watching from the roof of that guardhouse. So, and there are people stationed outside of the church.
Right. So where is the guardhouse relative to this alley?
Uh, let's see. Guardhouse is probably like over here. And actually, so the church is larger than the basement. So the outside perimeter of the church is actually like um front door, uh guardhouse. Um you guys have established that there's guards. There's at least two guards in the front. Uh there's a guard over here. And you have the guards here like watching from the roof and more guards stationed inside.
So recognizing that there's a risk, I would tell Dobrin and Chaz that Cadeau has asked for a distraction. So I am going to sneak out the hole in the building we're in and try to make it to this somewhere near this southern corner. And then
Hmm.
30 feet ahead of me and around the corner a bit, I'm going to create the sound of breaking glass and then try to sneak back to the hole and sneak back into the building.
Okay. Make me, you can decide performance or deception. And
Uh,
yeah.
so those are equivalent in that I'm terrible at both of them. So I guess I will
I,
go with
I,
deception.
okay, I would say that you can use your intelligence in place of charisma because you're using your spell.
Okay.
So
So
if you're not proficient with either, it would just be a straight intelligence check.
right, I'm not proficient with either.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to roll a religion check because it's the same thing. 6. Hopefully it's low. Because
Okay,
I
let's
rolled a
see.
2.
Okay.
And that is how Uthermat died.
Um,
Well, they can't just kill you outright.
I mean, right, they did technically Uthermath was disguised when we killed some of their people, so they don't necessarily know that I was involved in that.
um, okay. After you make the sound, do you stay to see what happens or do you run?
No, my plan was to run back to the hole and get back into the abandoned building.
Okay. So you don't know what the outcome was. You do
Right.
know nobody immediately ran after you. Um, So there's going to be a pause of some time before you guys know what's going to happen. What are you guys doing during this pause, the tension where you don't know, have you been discovered? Did it work? You know.
Well, I'm listening for change of people inside.
I assume I'm off actually doing this, but uh, once I get back, I would go back into Killfu's body.
Okay. Would you have explained to Dobrin and Chas what you were attempting before you went and what
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
what happened? Okay. So so I imagine Uthermeth said, I did it, and then wargs out defeated. Okay, done. And then wargs out before Chaz and Dobrin could be like, okay, what did you do? Did it work? What? So Dobrin and Chaz, how are you reacting? Like, what are you doing during this moment when you're trying to determine what is it that's going to happen?
I mean, Dobrin's he's kind of mentally preparing for a fight. He has his blind sight, so he can see, you know, have a sense of what's going on. Uh, even you know, yeah, he'd be preparing for a fight if it comes to that. But
Okay,
I should have greased the
Chaz.
hole and sent Dobrin down here. Yeah, at least he could see.
I mean, I'm not moving. I'm just listening to see if anything changes.
That's what I'm doing.
Um,
Kyofu awkwardly like tries to stick up one of his outer digits and like a bat like thumbs up.
But he's upside down, so it's a thumbs down.
Right.
um,
Are you
all right.
signaling? What the? That's his message. What did you do?
I created a noise in the road behind in the street behind the church.
I'm just like, I'm still listening. But any change from the people inside?
So from the holes in the ceiling, you do hear the somebody enter into the church and say frustrate in a frustrated way, guys, some of the locals are throwing bottles at us again. I need a couple of guys to come help me with it.
Again. Happens all the time.
And they're like, God damn it, fucking locals. Hate this ward. So a couple of them seem to then join this person and leave. But you do hear like the conversation of some others. So it doesn't seem to have drawn everybody, but it has taken, three, four of them away, maybe.
Okay.
Well, um, I was like look up to the bat. You've been up there. Squeak once if it's well lit.
I will squeak.
Let's see. Um, I is this, and I like Because like the one door obviously goes into the area where that has all the holes. And so I'll point to the other door. I'm like, is this a separate room? Can you tell?
Heal food
I
did not see
Yeah,
that area
yeah,
I
very
couldn't
well
tell.
from his
Yeah.
vantage point.
I
I will squeak twice in answer to one of his two questions.
Which one? You decide.
um
Or possibly I said yes twice in answer to both questions. Who knows?
I've only ever said squeak once if yes. So if you squeak twice, I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
Not yes.
Just be quiet. Um okay, well, I'm like, I'm not, I don't know what to do here. That's a lot of guards. I can escape guards. I can escape guards, but I don't want to like be spotted. I've used a bit of my energy getting to this point.
Hilfa blinks at you.
I look at message suggestions.
Uh, kiddo, one thing you know, you got a good look at the guy that was sleeping. You could just transform into him and peek your head out the door.
You have, oh yeah, that's right. You threw away his club.
Yeah. Yeah, that part's fine. Yeah, you know what? Just like transform head. Like whatever he looks like. I feel like it's probably fat on the face. And then you see Kiddo just like trying to just feel what it's like to have the big cheeks and the big nose.
The thing that's most unusual for you is the bugged out eyes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that guy from Young Frankenstein.
Which one? You fucking
Igor.
Igor?
Yeah.
Marty Feldman.
Yeah, dwarf version of Igor.
Igor. Broderick. Um yeah, so I guess I'll sort of poke my head through the north door. Um and just like kind of see if there's a person around.
Uh yeah, so poking your head out of that door.
You're gonna learn that Kiddo is not very deceptive, by the way. He would have been if it was a classic sorcerer. But this is Mike's sorcerer.
So there's nothing. Hey, you could have chose to be deceptive. Just because your key stat is Constitution doesn't mean you couldn't have done something else.
Yeah, but I needed the con, and so charisma became less useful.
All right, so
And now you regret that.
Nah, that's fine. I just got to be convincing enough.
All right, so
So convincing he doesn't even make a roll.
we're gonna create a different building for
Layer,
that floor, or we're gonna, you know,
layer two.
yeah. Can I layer on here?
I
Over?
mean, there's page.
Okay, so uh wait, what is it? What just happened? I was trying to make a shape and it didn't let me make the shape.
That somebody else was editing or is presenting. See.
Okay, so wait, let's see. All right, close enough. And then the door is, oh, wait. The door is about here. Uh, this is the large double doors at the front. Um, you got the broken pews. Uh, among, some of these are smashed, and this is one of the big monoliths. Uh, this is right here is let's see. This is the like an altar where the you know priest would talk. Here's another big monolith. There's one monolith over here. Um, so you see two people kind of walking around, uh, talking to themselves. Um, there's also another, not a door, but it seems like this place, like there's something around there.
Like a
Um,
corner.
yeah, there's a corner here, and there's more beyond this.
Gotcha. And the two walking are,
There's also a smaller but taller monolith right here.
I see.
Yeah, and the two are both talking, and then they they turn, noticing you, and say, "Oh, Igor, are you done napping? It's almost Daphne's turn."
Um, just like pretend like I just woke up. So it's like the throat's unused or whatever. I'm like, what was that noise?
Uh, wait, did you hear what Nendon came in here complaining about? The locals throwing glass at us? Is that what
Is that what
woke
it
you?
was? Is that what it was? I don't know. Why aren't you checking it out?
We are. We sent uh Dharma, Greg, and Putin out.
I just like close the door. Just like looking annoyed. closed door. Sort of like stomp, but like quieter. I'm just like, um, yeah. So I'll kind of listen for them to begin moving again, I guess. So like keep close to that door.
Okay.
Because if it sounds like they sort of move on and perhaps slightly away from the door, or like it seems like they're moving in the opposite direction, I might like dart out and behind the big column, but sticking close to the wall, but just like putting it between me and them.
Um,
Seems like it would be somewhat unsettling to see like a normally proportioned person with the dwarf head on it. It'd be like Slender Man-esque.
Well, I'm gonna change it. I'm not gonna go back to that person. I, I don't
so,
like
so
that face. That was an unfun face.
so because of the distance that those two are, you wouldn't
Yeah.
really be able to hear them well from behind the door, to know where they are. It would be easier for you to go downstairs, to listen to their footsteps, but then you're farther from the door and it makes it a little
Yeah.
bit more difficult.
Well, I mean, I'd been down there for a minute. Maybe I sort of could hear their pattern, their sort of route, and sort of predict based on where they were, where they would be going next.
So
I know it's a lot fewer people now, so they might not be moving as much.
So
they're not really
Kilfu is, go ahead.
I was gonna say they're not really moving at all. I mean, they're kind of just seeming to stay put. They're watching the front door. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
So Kilfu is going to like start with his wing, just patting the side of your face, and then he's going to fly down the stairs. Here's what Kilfu is going to attempt to do. We're going to fly up through the hole and directly at one of the guards and like fly by attack, try to grip onto his hair or helmet or something. Like if are they wearing helmets or hats or what are they?
Uh,
I'm
they
basically trying to annoy them and figuring out how he would do that.
okay. Yeah. I mean, they have hoods, but they're down. Um,
Okay, so I would do the classic, folkloric bat thing of like trying to grip onto their hair, one of their hairs. And then I would fly like wherever they are in the room, I would try to fly behind this pillar to hopefully get them to come after me.
okay.
And then maybe you could use that distraction to sneak in.
Okay. Have Keelfu roll me an attack roll.
Uh, so I don't have it really set up for him to attack, but he has a +1 dexterity. So I guess it's 1d20 +1.
You can have advantage because they're going to be surprised.
Okay, that first one was not good. The second one was not good. I said 8 and a 7.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's still like a terrifying sight, and you do like uh knock into one of them, their hair. Doesn't really grab anything. Um, but you can hear um one of them go, God damn it, this place, the holes, there's all these pests. And they chase after you, and one of them takes out a crossbow and starts to take aim, and they're running towards you. Uh, so in that chaos, uh, Kiddo, you could run out of the door and around the corner if you wanted to.
Um, I guess around the corner. I was just gonna like hide
Or
behind one of the
yeah,
fucking
what did you want to
things.
do?
Yeah, I was gonna go because I could see that this was here,
Hmm.
right? Whenever I opened the door.
Hmm.
My goal was to go behind to like run behind it, but I guess I don't know which direction the door opens. Like, is the door handle on the left or right side? Like, whatever would be easier to run to as well, I guess. I should
Yeah,
theoretically still have fast enough trace and
it would
whatnot.
probably open so that the doorknob is on the right side and opens up on the left. Where the door is on the left when it's open.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I might be able to just sort of swing around it. And I think I wonder if it's worth it to leave the door open a little bit. So they sort of I hear them run off. I sort of quickly come through and dart behind this pillar, but like kind of off in this corner. And I think maybe because I'm a little curious what they do. I leave the door open a little bit. Maybe they just chalk it up to fucking shenanigans from the church as well. If they're cursing at a bat, annoying them,
Um,
people throwing glass at them.
so while you guys are doing that, Chaz and Dobrin, make me perception checks. Dobrin, you can make yours with advantage.
Well,
Well, with advantage, that's great. Either
yeah,
way.
so I got a crit success and a crit fail. So whatever direction this goes, I'm set.
You've secured your victory.
Yeah.
Victory is assured.
Chaz, what did you get?
21 and 4.
Okay. So that's a success for you. So you can
Okay.
mark that on your chart.
Okay.
Um, so both of you hear something sloshing in the water below.
I stab it.
I mean, it's downstairs.
Yeah, it's downstairs. It's like full floor below you.
In
But
the building to the side. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. For some reason I thought we were in the brackish water.
One
oh
of
no,
the
no.
Just getting
it's,
pruny.
it's one of the sewer alligators.
So yeah, I would try to peer through, the floorboards. Because it's pretty this house is pretty or this building's pretty like broken down, right? And such, so I'd imagine that there are clear gaps through the floor that I could.
I mean, there's a big hole that you fell through previously.
Well, there
Yeah.
is that, but I just meant like I would think that generally there are holes in this floor, like my apartment.
Uh, so, um, Chaz, you notice what seem to be uh tentacles kind of sloshing around in the water. But Dobrin, because of the area of your true sight, you can actually see quite clearly uh what is in the water. It is a large uh hmm. Give me a I'd say nature or survival check to see if you know what this is.
I got 16.
Okay. And let me see if that is you want high or low. Okay. So yes, that is good enough to know what it is. You see uh I never know how to pronounce this thing. An
Atiog.
atiug? Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh which is strange because you know the water is not deep enough when you were walking through it to hide a creature like that before. And yet it is rising up from the water.
Chaz, we have it not yet.
Is that bad, bro?
What
It's
does
not good.
what does Dobrin know about Atiogs?
You know that uh they are most well known as garbage eaters that dwell in sewers. Um, Coming from Eberron, particularly in the cities, is where the big cities is where people talk about encountering them most. Um, and each of you get a single gravelly word in your minds, as well as an image. And the word is hunger. And the image is the Atia using its tentacles to bring you into its open mouth.
Is
Does
this
either math get this image, or because otherwise I would be unaware that anything is going on?
Well, you
As
are
I am
unaware that anything's going on because you're having Kilfu act as a distraction.
right, so I would be focused on him trying to avoid being shot with a crossbow bolt.
Yes. Um, so with that, everybody roll initiative. Uh, let's see. Man, I need to get pen and paper. Ugh. Okay. Uh, okay, so what are people's initiatives?
I got a 21.
I got a 10. Chaz got a 1.
Should I roll?
Yours
Yes.
didn't show up.
I got a 19.
All right. So, Dobrin, you're up. Kiddo is on deck. Uh, oh, wait a minute. What was Uthermeth?
I got a 10. And so did, that means Keelfu did too.
Oh yeah, I should roll for the dudes. Okay, so we got Kiddo. Um, okay, Dobrin is up. Kiddo on deck. Uthermeth in the hole. The Otyugh is down below you. Um, probably about, is it 15 feet to the bot to the water. Uh and so it stands about 15 feet tall. So the top of it is just below where your feet are, but it's also um like 15 feet from the wall.
Okay.
So let me draw that. All right, let's say that this is the building. We got the hole is about here. Um, the floor is like there. Um, I believe there's a stairwell too. We'll say that's right here, going down into the murk, but the stairwell is broken. And the Otyugh is like right here. So I don't know where you guys want to put yourselves, but this is water.
Okay. I mean, is there anything that would be stopping me from just exiting the building?
Uh,
Uthermouth is warped.
Yeah, I mean, could Dobrin pick up
all
Uthermath
right.
and
There's
like carry him out?
uh yes, you can do that. Your movement would be reduced by half. Um So
Even with
first put your if mark somewhere on the map where your characters are, if you wouldn't mind.
even with powerful build.
Yes.
I mean, I would be right like next to where the hole is in the back wall.
It's here where let me bring it up in my it's in my house rules. Uh what you're basically doing is a rescue carry. So as long as you have at least one free hand, you can grab a willing creature within 5 feet as an object interaction. If your ally is standing and conscious, you can carry them moving at your normal speed. I would say for the purposes of Uthermeth's current condition, he's not really conscious because his senses aren't his own. He's kind of dead to the world. So he would not be helping you. And so that's why you'd be moving at half your speed.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is the hole. There's also another hole on this side as well.
How
The
big
ri
is this?
the risk of going into the hole and the alley is that you may, especially now that people are looking for the kids that, or the locals that are throwing broken glass at the Aethar, they may see you in the alley.
Um, how big is this building? Like, how many feet is it to uh the the western door?
Uh, 50 feet.
Okay. So I guess I would pick up Uther math, and my speed is 30, so then I have 15 feet. So uh and that's an object interaction. So to pick
Mhm.
up. So then I would still have my action, which I could use that to dash and do another 15 feet.
So the this Otyugh, two things are stand out as unusual with this creature. One, its tentacles seem to be way longer than they should be. The other thing is it seems to be able to react really quickly. And so as you move, it strikes out at you.
Okay.
Uh, Unfortunately, it critically misses.
The longer they are, the harder they fall. I think the saying goes.
Mm.
Uh, Go
But do you
ahead and roll a percentile.
30?
Okay. I need to look up in the house rules document. Unless somebody can bring up the
Yeah, I have it up. 30 is attacker is knocked prone and disarmed with weapon or held object being knocked away 1d4 times 10 feet.
Roll that again.
It gets a tentacle stuck in like some wood slabs.
75.
75 is attacker takes an additional 1d8 damage anytime they take damage, and the effect lasts until a long rest. or it's healed by greater restoration.
Okay, so Tony brought up a good point. So one of its tentacles could be taken out of commission for 1d4 rounds as it gets stuck. Or you can have it take more damage. I'll let Dobrin decide.
One less tentacle is, not a good thing in Japan, but it's a good thing in this case. So
That depends on who you ask.
All right, go ahead and roll the d4.
2.
Okay, so 2 rounds. It is without a tentacle.
So yeah, I mean, I would still take my 30 feet.
Mhm.
And I think I would burn an action point to move an additional 15 to get me. That would probably get me pretty close to the door. Like, I don't think I could get through it, but I could at least get to it, like
Mhm.
next to it. What do
Okay.
you think?
Um, so Kiddo, you're up, Uthermeth on deck, and then Monster in the hole.
Well, obviously, I don't know anything about an Atiag.
No, but you are seeing as these two Aethar are shooting at Kilfu.
Right.
Why is save session paused? Following what? That's weird. Why is it saying Kurt is presenting?
I don't know.
It's this little thing over on the side or in this upper right corner. Yeah.
Which thing?
I don't know. It's like it's little circular profile things. It's got my picture on there.
Okay.
It says that Mike's presenting.
Okay.
Like we were seeing your stuff the whole time,
Yeah,
so
that was weird. I was just worried in case like it matters for the recording. I don't even know if this is getting picked up on the recording, but
yeah.
um
AI is gonna have a hard time with it.
well,
Um,
I meant the images.
I know. I'm just, but we're just like referencing, yeah, it's right here and right here and right here, and
Uh
AI's like, I don't know, so they're pointing to something over there. um,
Be curious to see how the AI interprets Adiug.
yeah.
um, this is a tough one. Um,
Hey guys, can we take a quick break?
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
Cool. Okay. So glad I remembered to do that. Okay, so Kiddo, you were figuring out what you were doing.
Yeah. Um, so I'm like behind this thing. They're firing at your bat.
Yep.
I think this is one of those times where I think I need to just sort of sit still and not like do anything to draw attention to myself. And then hopefully you can like get your bat out of there. I just want to like now that I'm kind of here, I just sort of take a cursory examination of this thing, not like touching or anything like that. Just trying to look at it and see the shape. Um, yeah, you know, basic basic intel at least.
Um, as you approach it, you get this overwhelming feeling. It's not a feeling you recognize, and it's hard to describe, but it's definitely in response and in reaction to the presence of the monolith. There is also a sudden, or not a sudden, but a subtle curiosity that develops about the stone. You don't know if it comes from you or comes from the stone.
Uh,
No.
sure. Is it
So
easy to tell what it's made of just by looking at it? What it appears to be made of?
it seems to be some kind of opaque crystal. Place. Um, so are you holding your action
Yeah,
or
I think or maybe I hide. Um, it, what's the lighting in this corner over here?
uh the lighting in this room is good. I mean, there's holes in the ceiling. So there's light coming in through there. The monoliths are glowing. Uh, there's the stained glass windows, so which also have some holes in them. So there's a
Okay,
lot of natural light and colored light.
okay. Um, where did your bat bring them to?
So he brought them like behind this pillar.
Okay. Um, I think mostly just because yeah, I think it's just time for me to just sort of leave right now. Um, and I can just tell the gang what I've seen in here, and then maybe we can make a better plan about getting in, or at least have a better idea as to what we would be looking for. We have other ways, other modes of access to this building, um, that don't involve sneaking around and getting and potentially getting caught by fucking Athar assholes. So I think if they're distracted over there, I'm just gonna rush out the front door.
Like the gang did. when they were trying to get the vase.
The face. Was it weird that they were Asian?
How'd you get in here, Charlie? Front door. Yeah, I had a pretty good taste going, but yeah, front door. Um, so
yeah, I'm
you're
just
just
gonna walk out the front door.
okay. Are you in your normal? Are you still head of Igor and normal body, or what are you looking like?
A totally separate face, a face I've never shown before. I just sort of make one up. But it's, I would say, um, you, we'll say red hair, bearded, glasses.
Waldo, stop. Waldo, stop.
You could make glasses on your
Place.
face.
No, but I like to imagine I have like glasses that don't have like lenses on them that I could just like put on. Just a little bit of the disguises that I do have, glasses.
For the purposes of changing as a changeling, I'm not gonna allow you to change like into different clothes outright. But
For
for
sure.
something like glasses, I would say that you could create like fleshy extensions to create the illusion of frames. They wouldn't hold up to scrutiny if seen close up. But I would say that you could do that.
Well, this opens up a whole, like next time we're in a fight, the whole, you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? And then the glasses disappear.
It depends on where we are, and they're like, "What the fuck are glasses?"
I just imagine Cadeau like having transforming into a face, but then like having like just fleshy spectacles come out.
Or it's a whole Clark Kent thing where we're like, where did Cadeau go?
I just imagine more like it's an alien coming to Earth, for example, and like some people have these weird extensions on their face. They call them glasses. We don't know if they're hereditary or not. If they're born, they don't seem to be born with them, but the young ones do sometimes have them.
And they seem to run in families.
It seems to be common in all. Yeah. I prefer just having glasses in my bag, or just like easily like in pouches. I like a couple of like stashed pouches with small accoutrement, clip-on earrings if necessary.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense.
and then yeah, so I just walk out the front door.
You walk.
I have a brisk pace going.
Look like you belong there. Look like you know where you're going.
Okay.
Just like open, they're like distracted over there. Maybe they see me, but I just like ignore them and open the door and step out. I'm sure there's going to be people out there in the front door, but that's fine. We'll deal with them in a second,
Okay.
as needed. But that could be my turn, probably. I imagine it takes an action to shift, actually. So
bonus action.
Hmm.
All right. Utamath. You're up. Monster on deck. Dudes in the hole.
So I'm going to Killfree's speed. I looked it up. So his fly speed is 60. So I imagine he is going to fly like around the curve of this pillar and then try to beeline it back for the hole that leads to the basement. And then probably stutter in midair when he realizes, oh my God, Cadeau's just leaving me here. And then fly down into the basement.
What is the range on your find familiar?
I
Like,
mean, that's true. I actually that might be a bit of a problem. I didn't think about that, but it's 100 feet, and so if this church is like 100 feet long, he's going to be out of range because I'm like 50 feet away from the hole now. So
Uh,
it is possible my connection to Kyofu would have been severed at some point when I got carried away.
yeah, I that is a good point, and I'm going to say, unfortunately, because you're 50 feet away, the alley is like 10, 15 feet. Uh, so there's definitely more. So that would be like 60, 65.
35. You have 35 feet of the church.
Yeah, the church is larger than 35 feet. Um, so as Dobrin pulled you along, your consciousness would immediately snap back to yourself. Um, that doesn't mean that Kilfu wouldn't be able to act, to get away and do that, but your ability to direct his actions, um, are more limited.
I mean, in that case, probably Kyofu would dodge and look for windows or
Yeah,
places to hide.
I imagine Kilfu would look for the immediate exit, and there's certainly one within 60 feet. Like I said, there's holes in the ceiling. So he'd be able to get out before any of the guards inside got a chance to shoot at him. So you snap back to your reality and see that Dobrin is carrying you, and there is an Otyugh below, one of its tentacles stuck on some of the rubble, uh, that of the projection of the floor beneath your feet. Um, so what do you do?
Uh, so first, I just rolled to see if I would recognize even what I'm looking at and got a 12. So I don't know what I know about them. But I imagine, I mean, I've already been carried off. I would tell him he could put me down and start to make my way out the door and away from. That's true. What's the light like in here?
Well enough.
Uh, it's
Up to
dim
the
light.
monsters.
So, I mean, then I imagine I would sort of see a shape in the water below and realize I'm being carried away. I don't know what noises an audiog makes, or let alone an audiog that is distressed at having a tentacle stuck in a hole.
I mean, if you started making noises, Dobrin would would say, "There's an audio below us. We got to get out of here."
So at this point, though, I'm effectively kind of being grappled. So I wouldn't necessarily try to break away because I don't necessarily know what's going on. But I begin plotting what I'm going to do next round.
So you don't want to take any actions?
You know what? I guess I would. I would what would I do? Yeah, sure. I am going to cast haste on Dobrin.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Haste does not make waste.
So now it's the Otyug. One of its tentacles is stuck. So it is going to attack Chaz as he is the closest to it. So it's a 14 hit.
Nope.
All right. Uh, that's all it can do since it only has one of its tentacles. So the guards are up next. And the one, Kyofu has left the building. But Kido, you do hear from the building on the other side of the church next door, the ones with the guards posted say, "Hey, who's that?" And then you hear as a number of crossbow bolts fly your way.
Who's that? Who's who?
Um, I assume a 23 hits.
I have an AC of 10.
It,
Oh.
okay. Uh, so the rolls are 23, 19, and 21.
Mhm.
So in terms of damage, the first one is 6 piercing and 5 lightning.
Lightning?
Yep. As you get hit with a bolt that seems to have been electrified.
Hmm.
Uh,
I see.
make a dexterity saving throw.
So that's 11 damage, right?
Oh,
5
yeah.
and 6,
Oh,
you said?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then make a dexterity save.
Uh, he's dexterity, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I roll a 4. I suspect other fucking attacks are coming at me. I'm not very proficient at this. As to say, I am not proficient at this.
So do you want to keep your 4?
I'd rather not, in all honesty. um, yeah, I'll use. What can I use action points, or how many action points do I get? Just the one right now?
Just the one right now.
Um,
At level 5, you'll unlock your second action point.
Yeah.
Just hang in there for 2 more levels, or
Or
die now
or
and give
help
us a
us get
level.
there.
yeah. Um, I'm gonna say I'll fucking keep it.
Bold
Okay.
move, Cotton.
Yeah, I know.
See how it
The
pays
idea
off.
is the idea is to try and use that action point to use my hit dice.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm rolling really high. So this may be another Palia situation. Uh you take another 8 piercing damage
From the failed
and
deck save?
no, that's from the hit on the attack. As the bolt pierces into your skin, it then explodes on contact in a 10-foot radius. So you also take 8 fire damage.
Is this the same shot?
Yeah, what the
Uh,
hell? Is this like a
no,
second?
this
This is the
Wow.
second shot, right?
this is the second shot.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Only the second one. All right.
And it's how much damage?
Uh, 8 piercing and 8 fire.
Okay. Can I use that action point right now before I apply this damage?
No.
Okay, I'm at 0 because I had 16 hit points.
Okay. Now make a wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
What the fuck is coming at me now? What the hell is this? 16.
Okay. So you take another 4 piercing damage and resist the tingling that emerges from the wound of this bolt as it pierces your skin, uh, fighting off the numbing sensation that is just crawling across your skin and suffusing your body. So you have managed to not be under the effects of old person.
Cool.
So
Mhm.
and you see a number of other bolts that land in the ground around you. A couple of those ones explode as well, but thankfully they're not near enough to actually get you in their blast.
I just like, oh, do you shoot every kid that comes out of here? What's wrong with you people?
Chaz, you're up. Dobrin on deck, kiddo, in the hole.
Good Lord. Shit. Okay. Shit, I'm looking at the wrong fucking. Uh, do I do I think this thing will lash out at me if I try to get to the door?
It can't. It's already used its reaction.
Okay. So I'm going to move to the closest door, that closest door on the edge here.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get to that door, I'm going to misty step to the south down the alley.
Wait a minute. So, do you mean you're gonna try to get close to this?
No, I'm getting this door
Or
here.
wait, I don't see where your
He means like
arrow.
the right side.
So
Yeah.
the hole that leads to the alley between us and the church.
Okay. All right. And you're gonna head south?
Yeah, I mean, if I know that's the front, I know they've already fired in meta, so I'd probably be good. but
I
I
mean,
don't know that.
there were explosions.
There were explosions, yes. I'm going to avoid the explosions. I don't know what's going on up there.
He
I'm going to head
runs
south.
away from the
I'm moving
explosions,
away from
thinking
explosions.
the poor bastards caught in those explosions are probably dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was some yelling afterwards.
I do want to remind you because your character would be aware of this, and so I want to make sure that you're aware of it as well. You do know that Kurt created the distraction to the south. And so there are likely Aethar that would see you as you emerge from the alley.
Let's see. Explosions to the north, or no explosions to the south. I will go to the south.
Right.
Well,
You
you
could
could
run
also
around the building, though.
you could go here and then Misty step out this hole on this side.
Yeah, that's the way that Dobrin went with Uthermath.
Okay. Well, it looked a long way. That's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah, I mean the building is about 50 feet uh in length. So
Okay.
from here to here. So you could easily get to like here and then Misty step out the door or
Okay.
out the hole.
Then that's what I would do then. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't think I'd get all the way around there. Okay.
And then you still have an action if there's anything else that you wanted to do.
Well, when I get outside, what's outside?
Uh, I mean, you still see the crowd of people down the block, and the harmonium like cordoning off the area. That's all you really see, though.
Okay. Hmm. I don't think they... Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So,
think I would say we should go blend into that crowd.
Yes. We'll
They
blend
can't
right.
possibly blow us all up.
actually, that's a good point. As the explosions are heard, you see the crowd like start to panic and run in a bunch of different directions, so they don't know what's going on. Uh, so there's that.
Hmm.
I don't know if that changes if you want to do anything or not.
No.
Okay. Dobrin, you're up. Kiddo on deck. Uthermeth in the hole.
Well, Dobrin's almost out of the building, so he would, take the few steps to get out, and then
So it's not as easy as just climbing out the hole because there's no floor directly underneath the hole.
well, he'd be running,
So
right?
right,
Like,
but
could I like run and jump?
you would need an athletics or acrobatics check.
Could I say, well, I didn't realize there would be a hole there, and since I Misty stepped over, I could be near the hole and reach out my hand at least. So when he jumps, maybe I could help him. And
Okay, that would allow you to get advantage on the check.
But he's also carrying me. Buddy, Addie's hastened.
yeah, there you go.
I mean, he could put you down.
Right.
Could just throw you.
Just throw you.
Yeah.
Toss me.
Put you down really fast.
Yeah, you know what? I'll allow it. I'll allow you to throw, dude.
Yeah, I guess he would do that. Well, no, actually, no, Dobrin wouldn't do it in the heat of the moment. He would just jump. I got an 11.
Hmm. So Dobrin and Uthermeth, you are both moving with great speed towards this hole. Dobrin leaps, carrying Uthermeth, a show of strength if there ever was one, given that Uthermeth is what, 7 feet tall, 6 feet tall?
6'5", but he's also rail thin.
Oh, okay. Um, he he reaches out with his hand, trying to reach for Chaz, but he misses. The hand scrapes against the edge of the hole. He tries with his trunk, misses yet again.
Well, maybe the trunk will work because I'm gonna use one of my second wins to do tactical mind, which allows me to use a second win to add a D10 to a ability check.
Okay.
And that's an 8, so that's a total of a 19.
And with his trunk, he manages to catch the side of the hole. Uh, and with that, it pauses his fall long enough for Chaz to reach down, grabbing his hand, getting another arm around Uthermeth, and dragging the two of them up.
I kind of imagine like that meme picture of like the two arms, the two muscly arms that are in like
Yeah.
Spartan grip. It's like Chaz and his trunk instead.
Uh, Chaz, since you helped with that check, I would say that that allows you to move up uh your chart.
Okay. Got it.
Um, Kido.
Um, my immediate surroundings. What do we got? People, assholes on building across from the street from me, right?
Not across the street, on the opposite side of the church from the building that you guys were uh using to enter the church.
Um,
So if this is the building you guys were in, if this is the church, this is the building where you're getting shot at from.
I see. And I walked out the door here on the north side,
Yeah.
and them fuckheads were able to shoot me from there.
Yeah, this building is taller than the church.
Uh-huh. Okay. I figured at most somebody from across the street could fire at me. I didn't think I would be so fucking out in the open that those guys, anybody over there, would be able to see me or shoot at me for that matter. Um, I just like look at them annoyed and like flip them off. Like, fuck you guys. Shooting at random people as I walk in the opposite direction. Technically, I made all my saves to maintain concentration on Pass Without Trace. Um, so I just sort of move away from them, and suddenly I blend in quite well with my surroundings from their perspective. Hopefully,
Okay. Uh, so with that, everybody has managed to get out. So there is chaos going all around you. To one side, there are the explosions coming from the front of the church. You know that to the south of the church, there are a bunch of Aethar that are investigating the sounds that Uthermeth has created, although now they're probably also drawn by the explosions. You see the crowd down the block where the woman was killed, starting to become chaotic as they respond to the explosions. So, yeah.
Wasn't that crowd around the woman also like riot? Wasn't there like that in a lockdown of sorts too?
Yeah, like a bunch of harmonium had been called to the area because Kiddo was fucking with Job or Gob.
Yeah.
Um
There's no proof
uh,
of that.
so that is over in this direction. Uh and you know that when the harmonium were being summoned, most of them were coming from this direction to go that way. So
Gotcha.
the best way that you guys could potentially go is probably in this direction right here.
But we got to get Cadeau.
Well, Cadeau is able to catch up to you guys pretty quickly.
Cadeau knows what he's doing. Cadeau's going to use that action point to use those hit dice. So.
Yeah, so Cadeau is you could see that he has at least one bolt stuck in his skin. He also has like burns and spots of char on his clothing.
We could try to cast suggestion on the Otiug so that it will start to make noise and maybe attract some of the Aethar.
Can you reason with that thing?
The suggestion spell does not really require me to reason with it.
I was.
It will either be magically compelled or not. If not, however, it will probably attack us.
Well, as you guys get out of the building, each of you, well, not Godot, have in your mind this overwhelming feeling of sadness uh, as what the Otyug views as food getting away.
So yeah,
I guess I've got a level of exhaustion,
Yes.
right? And then it's been a minute since we've had to deal with that. Which variation of that roll are we using?
So it's my variation. So a level of exhaustion gives you a -1 to all D20 rolls.
Hmm.
It gives you minus 5 feet to your movement speed per point of exhaustion. Um, what else?
Yeah, I couldn't find your book.
Uh, your save DC is reduced by 1 for every level of exhaustion. So any D20 roll you make is reduced. Any saving throw that you force somebody to make is reduced, and your speed is reduced.
Okay. Um, yeah, so I think I think that Cadeau might have like broke off. Ah, the arrow. I guess was it arrows or bolts?
Bolts.
Oh, that's even worse. I can't really break off a bolt. I don't think. Um, so he probably like has pulled like something up over himself, so it's not like fucking protruding out of him. Um, luckily, I don't bleed, so it's not like I'm getting blood all over my clothes. So I just got to mend them. Um, I imagine again, these guys are sort of
Wait,
escaping
you don't bleed. I thought that was only with that one experience with the Lady of Pain that you didn't bleed.
uh well, okay.
I mean,
So yeah,
if I'm mistaken, please feel free to correct me. But I thought that that's what it was.
so originally whenever I was first forming the character, I was gonna go with whatever archetype had that ability. Like one of the quirks of it was you don't bleed or whatever. And then you made this one, and I was like, can I still not bleed? And at the time, you said yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine then.
Uh, I was like, I'm definitely, obviously, I'm still taking damage.
Mhm.
So uh, um, so yeah, I think this is another, display for those who aren't. They've seen my hand that was all mangled. Now I'm shot and I'm still not bleeding. Definitely, probably looks unusual, but Kiddo
Okay.
doesn't seem, he embraces it obviously. Um, but yeah, he'd catch up to everybody and be like, "Those assholes shot at me." And I'm just like opening up my jacket so they see the bolts. One of them had like lightning going through it.
I guess
Does
you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. We should go find Cadeau.
Yeah, we should do that. I think he's over that direction. Like, look and make sure we're not being followed. Knowing full well Udameth probably actually doesn't realize that.
Well, you said you just picked like a random face you've
Yeah,
never
yeah,
used
exactly.
before.
Um, he's like, yeah, yeah, over that way. Kiddo's that way. Oh,
how do you know Cadeau?
I am Kiddo. Come on.
Damn it, Cadeau.
I,
Yeah. Then we hoof it out. I mean, Dobrin would be like he'd be hasted, so he'd be for like a solid minute. He would be running really fast.
hmm And
And
now
then
you're all benefiting from the pass without trace. 'Cause wait, is it as long as people are within that area that you choose, or is it when you cast a spell?
that's always a point of debate for a lot of people when it comes to this spell. I have always ruled it in my games where you have to be within it in order to get the benefits of it, not like you have to be within 30 feet whenever I cast it. You have to be close to me, and then I can give it to you.
right.
Um,
It says, it's a field
Real-
radiating from you, and for the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you.
Okay.
yeah,
It's not necessarily clear whether you choose when you cast the spell or you choose at any point during the course of the spell.
So as I hear it, I think the intent is that you can choose after the spell is cast, who benefits. So I would say that now you guys are all benefiting from Pass Without Trace, which makes it much easier to get out of the kerfluffle and blend in.
great.
I'm really glad we didn't fall down that hole because the one thing I know about Audiog's is they are not easy to beat at level 3. They're like big bags of hit points that bite really hard and inflict all sorts of like status conditions when they hit you.
Yep.
It's a
Hey.
living world. You guys, just because you encounter it doesn't mean you can beat it.
Right.
Motherfuckers were trying to inflict
I
status
mean,
ailments
right.
on me.
Right. I really was thinking like, oh God, if we're forced to fight the Audiog, then that's really bad. And then Kado got hit with a bolt, and I was like, oh shit, we have to fight the Athar, we're in trouble.
I thought I would have a turn to like assess what's out there. Like maybe there'd be some confusion, like, hey, what's going on? Not immediately, fire. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you people?
Yeah, the Athar are homicidal maniacs with explosive bolts.
Somebody should call guards on those people.
Except they're working in coordination with the harmonium. So where are you guys headed from here? Back to the ubiquitous Wayfarer?
Yeah, that makes
Love
sense
a
to me.
rest.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. You're making it back just in time for the lunch rush.
Oh, good. I'm starving. I could really go for something without meat hunks in it.
You really gotta embrace the meat hunks, man.
I'm a vegetarian.
And I'm like, why?
Because it feels wrong to eat meat. None of the monks did it.
Feels wrong to eat meat. What is It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Whatever. More for me, I guess.
You can have my share.
You can order things without meat. Ubiquitous Wayfarer has food without meat.
You can have my share should that arise. But as we get in for the lunch rush, we'd probably have a meal.
No, I'm like, well, listen, I gotta get to the room. Somebody's gonna have to help me pull these out.
Oh,
I need first aid.
I can help you.
Right. I'm I'm like, I know you do things without your sight, but how do you do this without your sight?
Well, I'm pretty good at medicine.
Uh-huh.
And I can see.
Does does Dobrin have fingers? How does that work out?
It would be weird if he had fingers.
I guess he's got his trunk.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do like dexterous things with a chunk, but he would have some sort of he has some sort of hands.
Yeah, he's got
Like,
thick sausage fingers, I imagine.
How
these are
dexterous do you have to
legit.
be to pull an arrow out?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. These are the logistic questions. They don't really talk about too much about in the books, like Kenku doesn't have arms and wings. They're just all one thing. And the Pengal.
Yeah, Loxodons have 4 fingers and they're very large fingers.
4 fingers. So 3 fingers and a thumb.
Yes.
Let's see.
Like this sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
this is a level of granularity where I feel comfortable with you guys being able to decide for yourselves what the cosmetic looks like.
I was wondering
Could be
how the
important,
how the bolt's being pulled from my body. That's all. I want to envision it.
if we ever get like the non-resizing magic rings.
Right.
Although now that I will say it later. I don't want to put the thought in Mike's head.
Good call.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
But yeah, I don't know if we still have our rooms. I assume we were paying by the night because who
Yeah,
knows where we're going to
but
be from night to night. And
you
they
know,
probably don't want you plucking like treating wounds in the middle of the actual tavern part. So we'll probably have to get a room.
I mean, I imagine that, you just kind of hand the coin to, or hand the jink to Rian, and Rian will just give you back the same keys that you've been using.
Right.
Thankfully, nobody has taken up those specific rooms, so she just gives you back the ones you had.
I'm basically just gonna take the time to take a short rest. Think that'll help me. Do I get my sorcery points back?
No,
Forget what
not
I
on a
can
short
do.
rest.
Okay. Spell points, that's what they're calling them. That's what you call them. Like reread your stuff on them.
Right. You should have both spell points and sorcery points.
No,
What?
they're
No,
they're
these
the same thing.
they all
Oh,
use the
okay.
same thing.
Sure.
I get 15 of them. I gotta spend 3 of them to cast a second level spell.
I'm going to spend my action point to get my oops, I didn't mean to hit that. To get my second level spell slot back.
Okay.
Do I have anything that's on a short rest? No, it does not seem so. Okay.
And I don't seem to have anything that would help you with your healing process since you were the only one who got sort of significantly injured and all that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, really, it's more thematic at this point. I used a action point just in case we were fucking assaulted on the road, but it wasn't necessary as I could have just
How many
took
hit
the
points are you
short rest.
down?
Now I am down 9. I'm at 18 of 27. And I used all 3 of my hit die to get there. I was down to 3 of 7 vitality points.
You guys almost leveled up. I wasn't
You're pushing.
intending for it to happen, but dice were just rolling that way.
We push him into the Adiog.
Well, you know, can be dangerous, as you can see. Where were you guys running from?
Oh, it was an audio. It appeared in the water in the basement of the building.
What are the chances I know what an Adiag is?
You're pretty familiar with them, given your knowledge of the city.
Okay. So you're saying they're all over the fucking place around here?
Not
That's what
that
it
they're
sounds
all,
like.
not that they're all over the place, but you know, they are known to pop up every now and then.
Okay. Well, they do come up every once in a while. Though that I don't remember it being there before.
I was standing in that water. It was shallow. There, and it didn't seem like the levels had changed. I don't know if that's one of those. If I'm not sure how it could have gotten there, unless this building, that particular building, has multiple versions of it, and it came through a different version, like the apartments that have the multiple apartments living in the same area.
The water itself may be sewage water. There could be a pipe. It could presumably squeeze through.
Kiddo, I'm
Or
sending
that.
you a message.
Sure. And I was like, or the strange things inside that church are summoning monsters nearby.
I could see it's not a bad way to protect the area around you, or around the church anyway.
I mean, it makes it dangerous. Makes it so that people shouldn't want to be at the church if it's just going to summon monsters near them, or if they touch the damn things inside, they disappear. I didn't touch it, and I looked at it.
All right, Tony, message sent.
That is one of the missing mechanics, is you're squeezing behind the magic pillar. You figure there's got to be some small chance you like slip and your hand goes up to steady yourself.
Uh, I mean, the rumors of the city are that those things just can travel through really small pipes. But I don't know. I don't know if I've seen one, but I hear they're big. And I don't know if I believe that they can go through a 1-inch pipe or anything.
No, but there could be a larger sewer access that was in the basement of that building. A 5-foot wide pipe, or a break in the floor that led to the sewer. All of the water could just be from the sewer leaking upwards into the basement.
Did it smell like that?
Either way, I'm disappointed that it didn't appear to continue attacking and trying to press out once we had left.
And it was still below the level of the street. It's not clear how easily it could climb up and get out.
You're saying
I was
sad? It's sad that it didn't follow you?
Well, I could have made an excellent distraction for the Athar.
Still
As I
could, I
said,
suppose.
we could have tried to cast suggestion on it and get it to make enough noise to attract the Aethar. I was tempted to use minor illusion to maybe make a voice of someone saying, "Hey guys, don't leave me here." But I would have had to have gone back and be within 30 feet of the building to do that. And that
Yeah,
seemed imprudent at the time.
I think no matter the distraction, because it did seem like you distracted most of the people away from the inside, but there were still the two remaining, as you saw from your bat, I think.
Yes.
Uh, so, I mean, distractions will only get us so far. I think we need official means inside.
It is not entirely clear that even Krugmanathus is going to get their permission to let us inside. We just assume they will cooperate with him. They may choose not to, and I don't know what that will mean for their cooperation with Krugmanathus.
It would certainly mean burning a bridge.
Yeah, I mean, can't hurt to talk to the guy at least.
I figure even if they choose to defy him, it probably will mean the end of their cooperation with the Harmonium, at least.
Which, good, honestly. We don't need them people cooperating. Aethar clearly just need to go.
So if we were going to get to those pillars, were we going to touch them? I mean, what
I mean,
were you thinking?
I figured maybe Uthermeth could actually examine the thing, potentially get some information from it. Like I saw it, but I couldn't really concentrate on it.
Neither could I through Kilfu's eyes. But I agree, a more thorough investigation of the pillars seems to be in order. So it still seems to me as though we got away without them knowing who specifically was inside the building. So we should continue to follow up on our plan to try to deceive Krugmanathus.
Agreed. It was worth getting a look inside at least. To know what we can expect.
And clearly they are more dangerous than I realized, since they are armed with magical weapons.
Or for people who can magically enchant their ammunition.
Either way, that's
Two different effects.
it's
One was lightning, another one was trying to hold me in place. Luckily, that one didn't go. It didn't take effect. That could have been bad.
I mean, I can more understand why they would try to hold you in place. That makes sense for security to try to immobilize people who are trying to break in. But to simply use lightning against them to kill them outright seems like that could get you in trouble. I guess it's good to have that alliance with the Harmonium. We could go back to City Hall and lodge a formal complaint against their use of deadly force against simple intruders. That is something I believe City Hall would take seriously.
Yeah, you think so?
And the
Yes.
investigations might start within a month. and conclude after 6.
Definitely after. No,
But-
I don't think City Hall is going to get us anywhere.
Not immediately, but eventually. Imagine the egg the Aethar would have on their faces, being rebuked in 6 months' time.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's gonna just doesn't quite work out. I've been in the city for a while. You want to get things done, you kind of have to do it yourself.
I think that's the position that the Aethar are taking, which is why they're willing to simply execute trespassers on sight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have no regard for my life, so I'm not going to hold any for theirs. So if we want to kill them, I'm fine with
I was like, you want to go kill a motherfucker?
that. It's just, let's do it tomorrow so I can sort of prepare myself differently,
We should try to avoid spilling blood that we don't need to spill. We shouldn't go looking.
I just like open my coat with the 2 holes. Don't worry.
He'll heal. But
If we do decide to use lethal force, then we may want to leave at least one alive, since it could be useful to force them to touch a pillar and see what happens.
Now you're using your noggin.
Or we could just shove. I could just toss them into the pillars.
I imagine we would have to have shoved them into the pillars one way or another. I doubt they would touch them voluntarily simply because we told them to, even if they were a prisoner. Though my suspicion is that the pillars are transporting them away, much like a gateway, rather than simply disintegrating them. Though either is a possibility. Did you get a sense of how many guards there were in the building? Because I did not. I know there were 2 in that room when we went in, but there were more before the distraction. And then there were some in the room behind us, and the 1 guard asleep below.
Um, a small estimate, 8. I would assume more that I wasn't aware of.
I concur that there were probably 8 in the building. And at least in the rooms that we were adjacent to. There
I
could
was
be
shot
other
at by
rooms beyond.
many across the street. At
Yes.
such extreme angles, I don't know how they hit me.
So hopefully
Magic
Krug Manathas can secure us an ingress into the building without having to fight them, because it seems as though we would be overwhelmed.
Certainly not be fun for us, I don't think.
And given what you say about their weapons, it sounds like they might be capable of taking on an Otyag, even if we were to have lured them in. At least if they come out in force.
Yeah, I mean, with that, at least they would have to. It would probably give them a fight, at least.
I don't know that they couldn't attack it from a great enough distance that they would be able to kill it.
I mean, it it communicated with you?
It put images and senses of its emotional state in our head, yes. I sensed it was very disappointed that we got away and it could not eat us.
I mean, what if we let it through the hole? Maybe it is. I mean, if it's able to go through the pipes, we can probably get it into the basement.
The question is whether or not it can climb up out of the hole it was in from the underground level of that ruined home to the level where the door and the hole were.
I think we can
Then
give it some assistance.
I don't know that we want to get close enough to give it too much assistance.
And it's like put a ramp down into the water.
That I suppose we could try to do. It is
Uthermeth.
possible that it will take us enough, it'll take it enough time if we were to splash around in the water again to return to see if it can get a free meal. That might give us enough time to do the engineering of a ramp.
Uthermeth and Kiddo, give me nature or survival checks, whichever one makes is you'd prefer.
They're the same to me.
15.
5 on survival.
Okay. Uthermeth message coming to you.
Technically, my species is partially amphibious, but I do not want to swim around in the sewer water.
Always take a bath. Get your prestidigitation. Should be able to clean you up.
I don't care for what diseases may come from swimming in sewer water.
Make sure you're bandaged.
But I absorb oxygen through my skin, so direct contact with the water would be necessary for me to be able to survive. But I can otherwise then be in the water for up to an hour without having to breathe normally.
Message sent.
It is possible that we might be able to communicate with it enough to let it know that there is a whole church filled with food next to them, and then lure it out the hole that way. We still might need a ramp if it's not a particularly proficient climber.
Well, perhaps in the morning we can find out. That being said, so let's think this through here. We get the Atiag into the basement of the church. Then what?
I would think getting it into the alley would be sufficient, as then we just have to create enough of a clamor for the Aethar to come and see it. They presumably would start attacking. The downside then would be they would almost certainly attack with their crossbows. And while the creature's tentacles were quite long, they would still have greater range than the Otyug.
Yeah.
They also might notice that there is a giant hole in their back wall and redeploy their patrols in order to keep it guarded. And
Yeah,
even if we get them to fight the Otyug, and even if the Otyug takes out many of their guards, The Ithar may send more people to garrison the church once they find out that their men have been killed. And since we're going to pursue the Krugmanathus route, we probably wouldn't appear there to tour the building and lure out the Otyug all in one go.
For sure. I think we have to see how this meeting with Krugmanathus goes.
So the Otyug may be more of a backup plan, but that also means we all the more likely will not be able to get one of them and toss them into the pillar to see what happens.
That is true.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true. I too can make some suggestions to people.
That is true. We could try to suggest one of them touch the pillar. I am not sure whether or not they would view that as a reasonable suggestion, depending on what they believe happens to one who touches the pillar.
Yeah.
But they might be able to be compelled to do so. Though we would still be casting a spell, and if I were them, I would not necessarily let us wander the grounds unattended or in the presence of only one guard.
We could be tricksy. They're going to be staring at Chaz.
True enough.
So we just, get one isolated and
nothing says that when we go into the building that we have to ourselves stick together. So we could thin them out and hope that one of us only draws the attention of one guard, that being the one who stays in the room with the pillars. Though, if it were me, I don't know whether or not I would be able to, outside of using suggestion, force one of them to touch a pillar. Dobrin certainly is muscular enough to do so. Chaz might be able to use his natural charm to convince one to touch the pillar. Perhaps by using that thing where he says, "What are you, chicken? Buck, 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 buck."
Well,
So how long is it before we can get the disguise to make Cadeau look like a wealthy real estate investor?
I think that's still 2 days away. Which, if you guys want, we can hand wave that and just have it be there. We can fast time it.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Although I have to call it because I have to get to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what was the thing that you didn't want to put in my head?
Oh, that it occurs to me it would be
he
kind
would
of
remember.
neat. It would be kind of neat if, and something that I may keep in mind, that if you're going to have explosive crossbow bolts, then you might have them explode when you pull them out.
Excellent. No notes. Also really quickly, because it came up with the meat hunks thing, I just wanted to let you guys know where I got that from. I was when you guys were at Tronfeld's, I was thinking about Mac's special mac and cheese, how there were meat hunks in it, and they were just, and it was the dog, and I was like, yes, this is perfect.
You're eating Dennis. Dennis.
Nice.
So
Newsflash, asshole! I've been hearing it the entire goddamn time
why wouldn't you say anything?
because I hate you.
Thanks, Reinhawk.
All right, thanks
Yep.
for playing, guys.
Have a good
Hopefully
night.
we can
See
get
you later.
a streak going.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
All
take
right.
care.
Later. Have a good
See ya.
night.